This program is brought to you by Avitas Group, a proud supporter and partner of Community 7 Television, where we're building community through communication. From the city to the county, there's a lot that makes up our unique community here in Montana. Each month, our partnership brings you the details about our community and your tax dollars at work. Avitas Group and Community 7, where we're building community through communication.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Diane Parker. Today's topic is Toys for Tots, a wonderful program we have here in Yellowstone County. Our guest today, Yellowstone County Commissioner Bill Kennedy. We have Vicki Massey, a volunteer coordinator at St. Vincent de Paul, and we also have Staff Sergeant Nick Wunsch, coordinator for the Yellowstone County Toys for Tots. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So we want to highlight a 24-hour toy drive that you have coming up. Tell our viewers a little bit more about this toy drive, when it is, where it is, all of the details.
You know, this is our last push of the season for the Toys for Tots, and about 5 years ago we thought of a all-nighter to bring in toys for people to the opportunity to come in and bring toys in so we would meet the needs of the families in Yellowstone County. So we started with, it was Staff Sergeant Bowler at that time. We did an all-nighter. We sat in the shack at Metro Park with a little heater and collected toys all night long. And it was so successful. Over the years, we have done it year after year after year. But this year, we decided that we moved to a Friday night. We'll be on Friday night the 12th through the 13th from 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday to 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. And what we will do is collect toys during that time, but we've decided to put a new splash to it. And I'll let Staff Sergeant explain what the splash is going to be.
Well, the new splash, we're working on figuring out what our goal limits are going to be. But once we reach a certain limit, myself and Mr. Bill Kennedy here are going to get plunged into a dunk tank to really rile people up and make them want to see it again, because we're going to do it twice.
Oh, wow, that's quite the splash,
Yes.
and all for just such a wonderful cause. I'm sure people want to come out and donate the toys, and then to see you guys getting dunked in the water.
In the cold water.
In
Yes.
the cold water. Yes, very good. So let's talk about Toys for Tots in general. This program is helping some of the families in Yellowstone County who are living under the poverty level. It's a chance for these children and all their families to be able to have at least one toy for the holiday season. Talk to us about the history of Toys for Tots.
Well, it started in 1947 in California, and a major and a few of his Marines collected toys within their community and ended up providing a Christmas to, I believe it was like 5,000 children in that time. And then for the next year, it became directed by Marine Forces Reserves as an annual event. So every year since then, all the Marine Corps Reserve units and a lot of local community organizers, they volunteer with the Toys for Tots Foundation, and they did the same thing within their community. They volunteer to provide a Christmas to the families living below the poverty level.
Okay, very, very great program. And how does it work specifically here in Yellowstone County? I know you all sort of represent different organizations. Who all is involved?
Family Service Inc. is involved with us. We put together what we call the Santa Toy Store, the Toys for Tots Toy Store. And it's essentially a store just like Toys R Us. We combine all the toys that are counted. We sort them by age and gender, and then we put them all on shelves and get them ready for the families to come through and shop during the week of distribution.
You know, Vicki runs the program through St. Vincent de Paul, and Walt runs the program over at Family Services. Mm-hmm. And that seems to be the lion's share of the people in this community needing help. And the Road Hogs do a great service to the community when they do their hog run and for toys. Mm-hmm. And those toys go to the Salvation Army, which does a great job in the community. So as you can see, we have different events to try to help as many different families as possible. And when we teamed up years ago, the whole idea was to make sure that families have something under the tree for their kids at Christmas time. But probably the most touching piece is when you watch TV and you see the child come up to the Marine and with the Christmas list and said, "Are you Santa Claus?" And he looks down, doesn't say anything, and when he opens up his hand, the child smiles and said, "Yes, you are Santa Claus," gives him the list, and he closes his glove. And I think that's the most touching piece there is, that the Marines, along with the community organization and the community volunteers, come together to make sure there is a Christmas for kids.
Yes, it's such a wonderful thing for all those children out there. And I know, Vicki, you were talking a little bit about the distribution, because that really is the role of St. Vincent de Paul. How does that work? You said it's just like a toy center. They can come and pick out toys. What are some important things for people to know when they're donating toys?
When they're donating toys, we struggle to get toys for the older teens. Mm-hmm. And they deserve Christmas too. So everyone's eager to donate for 5-year-old, 7-year-old, even a 3-year-old. But we struggle to get toys for older teens, girl and boy. And one of the universal things for those teens are earbuds. All teens listen to music, and earbuds are universal. Boy or girl, you don't have to worry. We do get shuffles donated to us on occasion. We get a lot of the inexpensive MP3 players, but we never get earbuds. So we're hoping to get those this year.
How about gift cards?
Gift cards are hard because if we receive some gift cards, we do take those, and the Marines will shop and purchase the things that we are low on for that age group or that sex. The specialty stores, it's really kind of hard. It's hard to wrap a gift card and someone choose it. It just doesn't work as well as a toy. For whatever reason, hoodies are huge, and I know we're not supposed to really have them, but the boys ask for the hoodies. They just love the hoodies. But the teens are probably our biggest challenge.
Okay, so that's what you need the most of.
That's what we need the most of.
What about the toys? They all need to come unwrapped, correct?
New with tags and unwrapped.
Okay, and that's so that when you set it up at the store, they can really go and choose what they want.
Exactly. For the week of distribution, we have families scheduled to come at certain times. I'm scheduling 32 families per hour. So I will have volunteer Santa shoppers to help these families go through and take them directly to the area in which they're of the age of their kids. And then we should be able to get them through in plenty of time. So, but they'll get to choose. They'll get to choose what they want for their children. Okay.
And talk to us about that model of having the toys out there for them to select versus sort of delivering them.
A lot of organizations give them out in bags. Sometimes the toys don't always work for the kids of the family that they're being handed to. So I just feel that it maintains dignity for the families, and they're able to choose that toy for their children, and it makes them feel like they've really shopped for their children for Christmas. It really makes them feel much better about the whole process.
Right. And distribution, what are the dates on that?
Distribution are December 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's a Tuesday through a Friday. December 15th will be our last setup day. It'll be our last chance to get everything together after the overnight drive. And then the families will start coming through on the 16th.
Okay, and how do the families, how are they able to come in and receive the toys, I guess? Are they on a list? Do they call you?
They are
how does
on a
that
list.
work? Okay.
They will sign up either through family service or they'll sign up through us. They come to our charity office and sign up for Toys for Tots. Same way both ways. And then they will be put on a list and given a schedule and a time, a day and a time, and they will come through in those times.
Okay, and are there any requirements for that, or just if a family is in need, they can ask to be placed on the list?
If a family is in need, they can just ask to be placed on the list.
Okay, and how many people are you anticipating? How many families?
Last year we served over 751 families.
Wow, wow.
For the season.
Okay.
So how many kids?
I don't have an exact kid count.
But you have an average of at least 2 per family, don't you?
2 per family.
Right.
So. It was well over 1,400 kids though last year. It was closer to 1,500.
Okay, so that's quite a few toys. Now, is there a limit on the number of toys that maybe each child or each family receives, or does that sort of just depend on donations?
It depends on donations. We do try to give more than one toy for each child. They will also receive stocking stuffers. Their parents will have the ability to choose some stocking stuffers. But you know, when you're children, Christmas is that one favorite memory of the year, and So we try to give Christmas, not just a toy. So if we
Right.
have more, we will give more than one per family for child.
Okay, that's wonderful. And something too that maybe people don't really think about is the gift wrapping. And I know you also try to provide that as well, right?
We do. We save it throughout the year, either new rolls or opened rolls, and we will put it in an area so that when they're done shopping, they can go through and choose whatever wrapping paper and ribbon that they may need, so they can actually go home and wrap those gifts for their children.
So it really is the full Christmas experience. The kids get to go home and unwrap their gifts.
Yes.
So, okay, wonderful. Bill, maybe talk to us a little bit about the community involvement. I know a lot of businesses also step up to the plate and have drop-off points around the community, right?
They do. We
Yeah.
have a group that assists Nick and the Marines, and that's the Eugene Sarah Detachment. And we probably have 6 to 8 dedicated volunteers that are retired Marines that are around daily, stopping at different businesses, picking up. We have, how many businesses, Nick?
It's well over 100, Bill.
That drop off toys, and like our wine store has a box there. They can drop off toys. They can drop off. We have people dropping off money. You know, if a person doesn't want to go shopping or would rather give the money, then Nick and the other Marines go out and do the shopping, and it's a great thing. But talking about volunteers, that's where we got involved with Walmart. We've got involved with Toys R Us. We're involved with the TV stations, and we're involved with the different volunteers that help at St. Vincent de Paul and Family Services. We get the mayor and the council members and the commissioners involved and community leaders involved. The Christmas parade will be our first debut out on the streets. We'll be in the parade, item number 3 or float number 3,
Okay.
and we'll be collecting toys. So if people come to the parade, we want to be at the front of the parade so they don't have to hold on to that toy through the whole parade. And as we go through, we'll collect toys from them or money or whatever, just to make it easy. But it's an opportunity for people to shed a little bit of Christmas spirit at the parade this year, and we'll go through that. And then, and that's on Friday night, right after Thanksgiving. And then on Sunday, the 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, we'll be over in Laurel, and we'll be in their Lighting of the Lights parade with a truck and with the Marines and community volunteers, and we'll be collecting toys also in Laurel. So we give people an opportunity to make it really easy. If you have a toy or money or whatever you'd like to give, we'll be along the parade route collecting each of those nights, and so they can give and make a child's Christmas special.
Okay, so the parade's definitely an easy way to donate. That's wonderful that you guys have put that together. What about the business drop-off locations? Where could people find a list of that?
Well, they go to the local website. It's billings-mt.toysfortots.org, and there's actually a link for local business drop-off points. And they can look, it's got the address and the name of the business, so whatever's closer to their place, it'll make it easy for them to just swing by and drop a toy off or whatever they want to donate.
Okay, that sounds good. Good information. So we were talking about the volunteers and what a huge effort it is. Do you have any estimate on how many volunteers are actually helping with this each year?
Last year we utilized, well, over 350 volunteers.
Okay.
And those are volunteers that either come from United Way. RSVP helps us out a lot with volunteers. And but the community just comes together. It just comes. It's a large community effort, and they enjoy doing it. We also utilize the sports teams for the colleges. MSUB's track and field team and their basketball team are helping us out this year. So, and they helped us out last year as well.
Okay, that's great. Great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the 24-hour toy drive.
The plunge.
Yes, the plunge.
Well, what we tried to do is make it more exciting this year. I'm going to bring a toy in. I know you guys are out there 24 hours. We're asking people to stop by with toys. A story I'll tell you is a cab driver came by one year, 2 o'clock in the morning. He said, this lady called me up. She had 5 bags of toys. She had me stop by, pick them up. She paid for the cab fare and sent the toys down. And he dropped them off at 2 in the morning.
Wow.
All of this is, you know, people like to be anonymous and they like to give, but it's kind of the spirit of Christmas. And so the 24-hour drive is to give everyone an opportunity. We're going to be that evening at the Rimrock Auto Arena is the Crow Tribe hosts a basketball tournament. It's an 8 boys member boys team, or an 8-team tournament for boys and an 8-team tournament for girls. Okay. And so 16 teams will be playing through that weekend. And they've invited us on Friday night. We'll have the Marines go up and collect dollars for the Toys for Tots. Once we reach our goal of, hopefully, on Friday night about 9 o'clock, if we've hit our goal, then we'll, Nick and I and a few other community people that we will invite, we'll take the plunge at 9 o'clock. And then, but that's only one plateau.
Right.
We need to reach our goal for the whole weekend, because as we go into Monday, it's the first of shopping, and we need to make sure we reach our goal so we have enough toys for the whole shopping time for families. And so Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, probably about 2 o'clock, 2:30, if we reach our goal, everybody will take another plunge.
Oh, wow.
But we're hoping to get some other personalities with us that we've been talking to that'll take the plunge. And a lot of it is, it's for good fun. It's always very cold out. We had a snowstorm last year. So you can expect probably inclement weather and a lot of people that you don't necessarily see that are willing to go in the cold water, do it just to make sure that we have a great Christmas for these families.
I mean, it makes a huge difference. So the actual 24-hour toy drive, that was something that sort of happened about 5 years ago, correct?
Correct.
And is that because the toy numbers, they were just a little bit down and you were really needing more for families?
We need a little push.
Yeah.
And the little push was, how do we get more emphasis to help the Marines out?
Yeah.
I mean, this is their program. They've done a terrific job over the years, but to make sure we had enough toys, and we were sweating it out 5 years ago that it was tough economic times. We had a lot more families that needed help, and we just didn't have the numbers. Right. And so we teamed up. We teamed up that year with Walmart. We teamed up with Metro Park and had the shack out there, which is a location that's kind of the center of town, easy access for us. We teamed up with Lonnie Bell, and Lonnie Bell will be out there on Saturday morning this year, and he'll do his radio show on Saturday morning with us. All of these people came together because they felt it was something that was important to do, and so the emphasis is not just being out there for 24 hours, but it's also if we can collect enough toys. So we figured we'd give the community a little bit of opportunity, a competitiveness, that once we reach these goals, that they'll get the pleasure of seeing people dunked in the cold water.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
And I know, Nick, we were talking a little bit before the show started. You guys have been very busy dropping off boxes all around town, various donation points. Some of them even request more than one box each year, right?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay. All right. And have you been adding on more businesses and more locations kind of consistently over the years?
Yes. We started with a list, and it was the one that they had last year, and a lot of the businesses remain the same, and some have actually been added to it since then as well.
Okay, very good. So lots of people in the community, lots of organizations stepping up to the plate. And Vicki, I know you had mentioned too, in an instance where there might be a few extra toys, they are not wasted. They go to the community, right back to our own community, right?
Absolutely. They are not wasted, and we don't like storing them because they don't store well. Right. So we give those to organizations in town who can use those for the children.
Okay, and are there certain organizations that you really find that could use those toys? Like I know you mentioned in police cars, it's very nice to have some of those extra toys because the officers, they just don't know what they're going to come across throughout their daily work.
They don't, and they're often not thought about as far as donations for toys. So last year when we had some left over, I did call them and let them come through, and they were just elated to be able to get those for the squad cars. And then we also took some to the Ronald McDonald House, so that those play yards can be replenished. So there are Gateway House. There are organizations in town that we did utilize that would be directly impacted for them.
Okay, okay, very good. So everything going to a wonderful, wonderful cause. Okay, so the 24-hour toy drive, people just need to know, stop by the Metro anytime, basically, from 3 p.m. Friday. Is that right?
From 3 p.m. Friday till 3 p.m. Saturday. We usually have a lot of folks on right before we finish the drive stop to get their toys in. We have a lot of people. It's amazing the number of people that come after the 10 o'clock news. They've seen that we're out there. They come in, and once they see this show broadcast, what they're going to do is they're going to say, oh, I have to mark it down. But the number of people that come in 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, drop off toys. They don't want to be thanked. They don't want to. They just want to be anonymous and drop off some toys. But it's been a central location for us, and everyone knows we have the little shack out there. We have the lights on it. But a lot of people know exactly once they see the lights go up, and we're right in the inside the gates on the 4th Avenue at Metro Park. You know, they find us, and they've been very, very generous.
All right, very good. Well, do any of you have anything else that you'd like to add about the Toys for Tots program here in Yellowstone County?
Well, we do need Santa shoppers. We do need volunteers for that. If there's anyone out there that would like to volunteer, they can contact either Family Service or myself, and we can get them signed up.
Okay, and that's for the money donations that you receive or gift cards, then you need volunteers to go?
No, this is for shoppers to go through with the families during the week of distribution.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, very good.
And we're gonna be at, you know, on Black Friday is always a big day for us. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we've teamed up with the Walmart group. We'll be outside the doors at the West End Walmart on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be in the Heights on Black Friday collecting. We'll be out in Laurel at the Walmart out there collecting. We've got a collection going at the Toys R Us. We've got the Young Marines participating with us on Sunday, right after Thanksgiving. And we have events that'll, we're just kicking it off with Thanksgiving weekend. And we have different events that we'll be doing, and there are so many organizations that have called and asked for the boxes that it's not tough to find a Toys for Tots box around town.
Yeah, they are all over the community.
We're also asking any businesses that want to get involved if they want to challenge their employees and go ahead and do a toy drive. You can wait and bring it down to us on the all-nighter and push us over the top to push us in the water, or drop it off at any of the times. We're teaming up with KTVQ on December 9th, and on the 9th we're doing Toys for Tots and Turkey Tuesday. So we'll be collecting that morning starting at 6 a.m. through their last broadcast of the day. And then we're teaming up with Colorate on the Spirit of Giving on December,
I believe it's the 5th.
December 5th. And they'll have different locations in town. So as you can see, it is a whole community effort. Everyone that can participate gets involved with us, and it's great.
It really is. It really couldn't be done without all of the volunteer hours and everyone just helping out. Yes.
It could not.
Okay, and maybe Nick, let our viewers know one more time, what is that website if they would like more information?
The website's billings-mt.toysfortots.org.
Okay. All right, well that is all the time we have. I want to thank all of you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yep, and that's all the time we have.
This program is brought to you by Avitas Group, a proud supporter and partner of Community 7 Television, where we're building community through communication. From the city to the county, there's a lot that makes up our unique community here in Montana. Each month, our partnership brings you the details about our community and your tax dollars at work. Avitas Group and Community 7, where we're building community through communication.